He's here now to teach you about beekeeping and a successful homestead. Big bird.
Thank you. Woo! All right. So before we get started, I'm going to figure this. You would think after too many years of doing YouTube, we'd figure out how to use cameras, but apparently watching Brian and Bruce today, some of us still can't figure out how to hit record, right, Brian? Oh, are you live?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. All right. So, this is neat. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so, wait, is anybody running from the law or shouldn't be here? Well, hey, we're live here at the Beekeeping 2024 with all these cool folks that are in the room here. We're going to talk about homestead beekeeping. Everybody wave, say hi to YouTube. There we go. So many great folks here. We're looking forward to talking today a little bit about what we do at Nature's Image Farm and how beekeeping and homesteading they just work hand in hand. So stay tuned. All right, cool. Well, what a neat set. I'm trying to get over this. Hope I can do as good of a job as you did talking about. You had a great talk today about queens, so hopefully I can get through this. What's that?
I'm just going to let you guys sit there so I can record.
Okay, cool. So, like, a couple things. You know, the views, thoughts, and opinions of me do not necessarily reflect those of the state of Wisconsin or the great folks here at Beek and on and on and on. That's a joke, sort of. And I've got to warn you ahead of time, my grandpa was an old country preacher, which means I can go on and on and on and on and on. But sometimes, if I say something and you sort of get offended, or you feel that little thing on the inside kind of going off and you're feeling like, oof, you know, maybe that is me, then maybe this is not just about me and you and there's something else going on. And have ears to hear and a heart to listen is important. We'll kind of get into that just a little bit. If we haven't had the opportunity to meet, I'm Greg Burns at Nature's Image Farm. My wife and I raise 7 kids on the farm where our focus is raising nukes and queens, selling supplies, things like that to our local market, and also shipping those products all over the country. What an incredible journey it's been. And the first thing I want to say about that is God has been good to us and has blessed our family and our business. And without God having a hand in all of this, we wouldn't be here. So I want to give credit and glory where it's due first and foremost. As we get going here, I'm going to figure out how to... As we get going here, I want to be really crystal clear, give credit where it's due. There have been so many people in our life that have been incredible lighthouses to all of us. I think if we're all honest with ourselves, we can say that we have all been that ship out on stormy seas at some point in our life, and it feels like we're taking on water and that we're heading for the rocks. And there has been someone in our life that has been that lighthouse to kind of shine light onto the storm, shine light onto the dangers, shone light as to where the safe harbor is, and give us just enough time to catch our breath and figure out what the next step is. There are so many folks that have done that. I love to embarrass my wife because I'm honored that she's here today, but she has been a tremendous lighthouse for me in our entire life. We were high school sweethearts. It's a long story, but the short of it is I'm going to get it out right in the open up front. Is, fellas, if this is hard for you to hear or accept, that's on you, but my wife's always right, and all of the good ideas that we've ever had has been hers, and I mean that honestly. And see, so you know that this is true. Behind every good man's an even better woman. So I want to get that out there. There are so many folks and opportunities and communities that have been a part of our life and our growth, that have been a lighthouse to us. And so I'm going to embarrass a couple of fellows. Bruce and Brian, would you come up here for just a minute? Come on, Brian, get up here. You're not shy, Mr. Bashful, giving your big talks today and all that. Right. These guys are awesome. Who here checks out and listens to the stream team? Awesome, man. Oh, great. Every Wednesday night, we rotate kind of a talk on Bruce's channel at Bruce's Bees, at Brian's channel, Castle Hives, our channel, Nature's Image Farm. And all we do, we're not experts. I mean, we're experts at killing bees. We're experts at doing all the wrong things. We have a lot of hard lessons learned. And so what we like to do is just share our experience in beekeeping. And we pass that along to our listeners, our viewers, our subscribers. And we do it in a way to where we don't have to be right. We don't have to be the experts. We're just 3 beekeepers sharing our experience with the community. And it's grown, and it's been such a fun ride. And so I want to thank Bruce and Brian for not only your friendship and collaboration, but for making this community special. So give it up for Brian and Bruce, the stream team. Thanks, guys.
One thing I'd like to say is that we appreciate all the comments from you guys too. I mean, the feedback from the people in the community is what it's really all about. I mean, we're just up there talking and everybody interacting and stuff. It's really neat to see all that.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Before we get going, a couple other guys I've got to make mention of. There's been so many lighthouses in our life. Some of the ones that have just been tremendous for us. Upper right-hand corner on your screen, look at these guys, the Blue Ridge All-Stars, our friends Bob Benny, Seth, Jesse, and John, just absolutely salt of the earth guys. It's been an honor for me to spend time working with Bob Benny and his crew. I've learned so much, not just about beekeeping, but life. And I can spend all day talking about the late night talks with Bob and cruising across Florida and learning, but I just want to give credit where it's due that Bob and his crew have been an enormous lighthouse for us. Bottom right corner, that's my heart. That's our crew. That's my family. Susie and our 7 kids there. Tremendous kids. We're going to talk a little bit more. Actually, we're going to talk a lot about that. And I think it'll create and paint a much bigger picture. And then lastly, and definitely not least, the bottom left-hand corner. If you've heard any of our content, you've heard us say a lot. Be the lighthouse. And what we mean by that is to literally be a lighthouse for others. Whether that is shining God's love and light onto somebody else, helping folks out where we can, just being there for folks is really important. Bottom left-hand corner is a beautiful photo. The fellow on the right is a military veteran that we helped kind of get off to a good start. And he's a great guy, great group of folks. And what's beautiful about this photo is now it is one military veteran who has got his feet underneath him with beekeeping, who is now teaching and mentoring the next military veteran right across the Hive there. That's a beautiful thing. And so I would encourage you all to take time to reach out to the military veterans, first responders, be a lighthouse to them, help them get off to a good start. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be the top dog beekeeper to be able to help somebody else out wherever they are. One of the beautiful things that I love about what we try to do in our mission at the farm is we try to meet folks where they're at and provide them learning opportunities and just be there to help them walk those first few steps out. That's where so many of us have fallen and faced in the mud and broken teeth, and the story goes on and on and on. So I would encourage you all to be a lighthouse to others. As we get on with this talk today, we're going to be talking about homestead and beekeeping and how all of these things work together. And I think, how many of you are homesteaders? How many of them are potentially want to be homesteaders? Okay. There are so many overlaps with homesteading and beekeeping and raising a family. And I think we're just Ohio hillbillies who find value into creating wealth and abundance where God has already given us that ability. And one of the most important things for us as we think about these systems and growth and abundance and homestead and bees, is there's way more than that. It's not just about these bugs in a box. And so from Proverbs 13:22, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. To be able to operate on a homestead or within beekeeping, we're doing something that has a long-lasting effect that is not just about the right now. It's not just about the instant gratification. It's about leaving an inheritance to our children's children, doing something that has a long-lasting impact, that's meaningful, that's powerful. That's one of the most beautiful things about homesteading, and bees fall right into that. Doesn't matter what scale. You could be on a 10,000 acre large farm, or you could have a small scale life right in the backyard, walking it out, living your life. To me, that's beautiful. So keep that proverb in mind as we move forward with today's talk. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. Like I mentioned, Nature's Image Farm, to create some basic context. It's great to have to hear talks and to learn from folks and to learn from their experience and to hear their stories. But a lot of times you don't fully understand the context that they're working within. The context that we are working within matters. The information that we're going to be giving and sharing today